It's good to see you. I'm glad that we've coordinated. We've got the black and gold on today. I see
Absolutely.
you got poncheros on too.
Yeah. Obviously, I've been working with Poncheros for a while now, but I have been in love with this burrito chain since college. So, yeah, it's only fitting.
What is the current role right now with Big E and the WWE?
So currently, for those who don't know, I broke my neck. Actually, we just passed the 3 year mark. So I broke my neck 3 years and 1 week ago, and so I have not been cleared medically. I feel great, thankfully, no surgery or anything. But currently, I've been doing broadcasting for WWE, and it's something that I didn't really anticipate myself getting into, even as of 3 4 years ago. It wasn't really on my radar. I always thought when I was done wrestling, I would ride off into the sunset, delete all my social media, move to Arizona, and no one would hear from me again. But right now I'm doing broadcasting stuff. So I do the kickoff shows. We have pre-shows and post-shows for all of our PLEs, which we used to call pay-per-views. And I'll be doing that for WrestleMania as well, which I'm excited for, April 19th and 20th in Las Vegas. And also, I've had the opportunity to I host a show on Netflix called Raw Classics, which has been a real joy for me. And right now, for WWE fans, the product has been very, very hot. It's kind of been a big boom period for us, which we haven't really seen since the late 90s, since the mid 90s with the Attitude Era. It's been really a great time. The product's been a lot of fun, so it's very easy for me to discuss. So yeah, that is my current role is broadcaster for WWE.
So how did you get tied in with XFC then?
So I worked with Jeff Lambert is the owner of the XFC. He took over. There was a previous ownership, and we worked together when I was the MC for the Michigan Panthers. So actually, I got that gig because I was doing some things for Big Noon Kickoff, and I got to be in Iowa City when Iowa upset number two Penn State. So I met a woman named Marie Keeler at Fox Sports. She ended up working for the USFL and for the Michigan Panthers. And because SummerSlam that year was going to be at Ford Field in Detroit, it made a lot of sense to have this tie-in between WWE and the USFL. So I was the MC for all the Michigan Panthers home games. And because Jeff Lambert's company is a Detroit-based company, they were kind of the head of marketing, and we worked with them closely. And I had a great relationship with those guys. They were very lovely. So parlayed that relationship, and after the season was over, Jeff Lambert reached out and said, "Hey, is this something you might want to be involved in?" And I have been an MMA fan for many, many years now. I really have so much respect for the sport. Also, obviously, amateur wrestling is very big in the state of Iowa. I was an amateur wrestler. I was a state champion in Florida. Wrestling is near and dear to my heart, and that is a huge part of MMA and that base. So for me to be involved with mixed martial arts, to do something that's a little different, I never really anticipated that I would be on the board for anything like this. It's been really rewarding, and I have the chance to work with our president for the XFC is Chris Defendis, who I worked with at WWE. So there's connections there. Jenny Taft, who is a sideline reporter for Fox Sports, covers a lot of college football, does a lot of different things. She's also on the board, and someone I have a lot of respect for. So kind of when I heard about all the people involved with the company and the opportunity and just my passion for mixed martial arts and also what they wanted to do for the athletes, that was a big thing. Jeff talked about wanting to take care of the athletes, wanting to make sure that they have a great experience, because it is, look, wrestling, we put our bodies on the line. Obviously, I broke my neck. We clearly know that, but it is really life and death in that cage. People, yeah, it is very, very serious. They do it for our entertainment, but I always want to make sure, I'm always player first, talent first, because I know what it's like to put your body on the line, to sacrifice. And I always want to make sure that those guys are taken care of. So when I heard that he had a true desire to take care of the fighters, put on a great product, it for me was a no-brainer.
XFC52, The Awakening is at the Extreme Arena in Iowa City, xfcfight.com. Tickets start at just $20. Let's talk about the main event. Kenny Cross, Lucas Corbage. This is a big main event at XFC52, right?
Absolutely. I've had the chance to see Kenny fight in person. When I was in Detroit, he fought for us on the Detroit card. And man, fans love him. He is charismatic. He was doing the Shawn Michaels HBK pose. Like, he gets it. He gets the showmanship, and that's what I love. It's sports, but it's also entertainment as well. And Kenny definitely gets that. And with Lucas Corbage, like we're getting a Brazilian fighter who is really talented. I think the action is going to be incredible. Both those guys are going to bring the entertainment. And you know, Iowa has such an appreciation for amateur wrestling, and my hope is that we come out in droves and support this event. I got connected with Mike Doherty many years ago. Mike Doherty is the reason that I even got to WWE, but he's been helping us out as well. He's been good friends with Dan Gable, the legend, and is helping us with this event as well. So my hope is that wrestling fans, that fight fans, all come out for XFC 52 at Extreme Arena.
Like you said, there's a similarity, a kind of a synergy between mixed martial arts and professional wrestling. It is the entertainment aspect, but you have to put your body on the line. And that whole thing, seeing this inside the Extreme Arena, this is something that you have to witness in person, right?
Absolutely, man. I'm telling you, like watching it on TV is fine. And honestly, I've watched MMA for many years, but I hadn't really got a chance to go to a fight card. And then we had an event in Lakeland and the one in Detroit as well. And I'm telling you, for a lot of people, you might not be that familiar with our product, with a lot of the fighters, but you know, we have guys who fought. We have Zach Pauga has fought on cards for us for the UFC. We have guys who fought in PFL, Pro Gonzalez. We have a lot of names that if you watch MMA, you'll recognize. And I know for a lot of people who might not be familiar with the XFC, I'm telling you, it is a fun product. We do a great job with production. It looks great on camera, looks great in person. And I think people will really just have a lot of fun at the event.
If they haven't been to an MMA card before, this is a great way to kind of be that gateway to get into mixed martial arts, right?
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity. Look, we're in your neck of the woods. If you're in the Coralville, Iowa City area, it's right down the road. Even if you're in Des Moines, it's not that far. But we hope, you know, people come out as well. Jeremy Stevens, who just re-signed with the UFC, who is from Iowa, who's actually going to be on the Des Moines card. The fact that UFC, I think, hasn't been in Iowa in 25 years is coming back. I feel like this is a great appetizer. Hey, come to XFC 52, get your palate wet, and then eventually go out to UFC, which actually now UFC is under the TKO umbrella. So we're kind of brothers and sisters with WWE and UFC. So I feel like this XFC 52 event is a great opportunity for fans to come see live MMA. And then hopefully down the road when UFC comes to Des Moines, you can check out that card as well.
Big E joining us, former Iowa Hawkeye, WWE superstar with XFC. Having a venue like Extreme Arena, Iowa City, as someone who has wrestled in front of big crowds, how does that help the athletes inside the XFC 52, The Awakening?
Look, we feed off of energy, man. It's especially in pro wrestling, that is everything is leaning into that. And same thing for the fighters. You know, I know a lot of the fighters, some of them will talk about fighting during the pandemic, even now, like the UFC is using the Apex. And a lot of fighters will say like, hey, I want to be around that crowd. I want that atmosphere. And, you know, when you guys come out and you give your energy and you pack the place and you're loud and you're there, the fighters are encouraged to put on their best performance. They're excited. The energy's there. And I hope that's what we have. I know Iowa fans are some of those passionate fans you will ever come across. So I'm excited to see the turnout. But that's huge, man. That energy, that fan reaction is a huge part of bringing the energy to the card.
With that being said, because you're so involved with this card, what are some of your predictions for XFC 52, The Awakening?
I have to be impartial as a board member. I'm not picking who's going to win what. I think we're going to get great action. Look, we have a co-main event as well with heavyweights, with big boys. We've had Alex Nicholson fight for us before the Spartan, Darian Abney as well. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a packed card. It's going to be a packed house as well. The action's going to be great. I guarantee you a great fun night. That's what I'll guarantee you.
Perfect. I like that. Now, let's get back to wrestling for just a second. Who do you like at WrestleMania?
Oh man, the card is really shaping up here. I suppose you're going to force me to make some predictions here. You know what?
Who do you like? You don't have to predict anything. Just who do you like?
So I will say, look, I'm really intrigued. Look, for wrestling fans, this John Cena turn has been the talk of the town. I think this Cody and Cena match, for me, before we saw it, as soon as Cena won, I thought, okay, we're going to get a good match a great match between two guys who are, you know, Cena's already a living legend. Cody's making his way there already. But now with this new added element, with the whole, if you asked me a year ago, if you told me that Travis Scott would be slapping Cody Rhodes with The Rock by his side and John Cena, you know, turning to the dark side, I would have asked you to pee in a cup and submit to this drug test because something is clearly amiss. but that's what we're getting. That's what we got at Elimination Chamber. So that match is really, really intriguing. Gunther has been a huge rising star as well. The Gunther Jey Uso match, I think, is something that a lot of people are talking about as well. Also, this Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky match. We're talking about three women who are incredible athletes, incredible talents. I think that triple threat has a great chance to steal the show as well. So there are a lot of great things on this WrestleMania card. I think really since Elimination Chamber, the push to WrestleMania has really kicked off. And we're only about 4 weeks away. So I'm excited to be in Vegas for that.
Are you mad that you didn't get to tell The Rock to F off yourself?
Look, I'm sure there are a lot of people who would have loved to do that, but that's the position Cody's been in. I've been rock bottomed on TV before. We've promo sparred with The Rock, so we found other more PG ways to tell The Rock to F off. But the idea of actually standing in a WWE ring and being able to cuss at The Rock is, I'm sure, many wrestlers' dream.
Well, I know that you're involved with XFC52, The Awakening, March the 28th, Extreme Arena. There has to be a little bit of an itch to get back inside a ring for yourself. Yeah.
Look, I mean, I obviously I have loved my time in the ring. I have truly loved performing. Anytime I've had the chance to go back to Cedar Rapids or to even Iowa City for games, to be in Des Moines, just a chance to go to the Quad Cities. Anytime I've been back in Iowa, I have felt the love. I appreciate the people of Iowa so much. I truly mean it. It's not a cliche. And the ability, the last several years, throughout my career, I've been able to go back to Iowa usually a couple times a year. In the last several years, I've been able to go to a couple Iowa games a year, and to be back, to go to the facility, to see Coach Ferentz, to see the strength coach, Coach Ray, who I've known for 20 years. So Coach Parker recruited me in 2004. He is still here. Phil Parker is still here. It really warms my heart so much. Abdul Hajj, that was my teammate. I love being able to go back. And it's not just the guys that I played with and played for at Iowa, but the people of Iowa truly are special people. I appreciate the warmth. I appreciate the energy I get every single time I'm in Iowa. So I'm excited to head back. I'll be back there next week for this card. I was supposed to be there for the Michigan State basketball game. We did a little something, but I had a bunch of flight issues and couldn't make it out. But I will be in town for XFC 52 at Extreme Arena. I'm excited for it, and I think fans will really enjoy the card.
Again, those tickets available now, xfcfight.com, start at $20. They do go up from there depending on what you're looking for as far as seeing these fights. Biggie had mentioned the card already and some of the big, the big meaty men slapping meat? Yes?
Yes. I will never get away from that quote. And you know what? People have taken it and run with it, and I'm grateful for it.
Biggie, thank you so much for the time. Looking forward to seeing you at the event.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
The Rock 108 Morning Show.